Hi everyone, I am Paola of Paola Ponce Nails. Today I'm going to teach you how to create a Druzy quartz nail with a twist. We're calling this our Druzy Holo nail. Let's get started. First, you're going to want to choose a color that's sort of a sheer medium coverage pink. You may choose a full coverage pink, but to make the design more delicate, I do recommend something that's a little bit more translucent or medium coverage. I'm going to be using Angela from Evil by Biosculpture or number 2. All right. This would be your preference. I'm gonna go ahead and apply one generous coat of this color. If you would like to make it more pigmented, then you can go ahead and add a color that's a little bit more full coverage, or you can go ahead and apply 2 coats of this color. I really like this color because it's delicate. It doesn't have too much pink, and it will make my Druzy quartz holo nail very delicate, something that a client would want to wear every day. Pop this in the lamp for about 30 seconds and we'll wait for that. Meantime, I'm gonna show you a sneak peek at our final product here. So Druzy quartz nail, I'm going to be using the holo flakes and the color, as well as some gold flake to surround this Druzy quartz holo nail. Now already I know I'm gonna get a lot of questions asked about where to get these gold flakes. And quite frankly, I'm gonna ask you not to think too hard about it. You could use holographic shards or holographic paper to cut and make tiny little bits of pieces. But if you really want to use the material that I am going to use today, then I'll go ahead and present you with the brand that it is. It is by Art Club and it's called White Ice. Okay, so here's my cured nail. Here are my holographic pink shards or holographic pieces paper. And I'm going to take a builder gel of your choice. You can go ahead and use a base coat also, but I get better results when I use my builder gel. So I'm going to use Leaf Gel Premium builder gel here. It's clear. And you also need an art palette of some sort. You can make it out of glass, out of foil, whatever you want. Here I have a beautiful agujas butterfly. Okay. So very easy. This technique or this design is going to be so quick, and you're going to be able to create a beautiful Druzy quartz Druzy holo nail using these 2 items. Your holographic papers here by this company Art Club called White Ice, and a builder of your choice. So you're also going to need a spatula of some sort. I'm gonna go ahead and use just my clear spatula here. Take a little bit of the holographic flakes here, just a tiny amount. A little goes a long way here. Make sure I don't have any on this when I dip it into my builder gel. Grab a generous amount of that. And the reason why you want to like kind of pre-mix it before you apply it onto the nail is so that you're able to encapsulate much easier these holo pieces. If you just would take them and apply them onto wet gel or sticky layer, then you really wouldn't get the 3D definition of a Druzy stone. So this is why you want to pre-mix it. You want to press down, kind of really embed the holo pieces or the holo paper into your clear gel. Some people might also call this flakes, what is it, glass paper? Yeah, we use the term glass paper in one of our videos. Oops, it escaped. All right, so you just want to prep that on the side, get that ready. clear your spatula here so you leave some of the product behind. Close all of your products. Always do this when you're working with nails. You don't want to spill or contaminate any of your items. And you are gonna love this design because it's super quick and super easy, and it's so dimensional. It's got so much delicateness and quality in it that you're gonna be doing this probably very often in the salon. All right, so we have our cured nail. Remember, any pink of your choice. Translucent medium coverage is my preference. Then you're gonna swoop up that mix that you just created with the glass paper. Remember, if you don't have this type of sprinkle holographic paper, you can cut glass paper into tiny pieces and create your very own. You don't necessarily need this brand. I just really appreciate the convenience of it. It was gifted to me by one of my supplier friends, Skyline Beauty Supply, which I really enjoy shopping at. And if you haven't checked them out, check them out. Skyline Beauty Supply. It's here in Los Angeles, California, and they pretty much have everything you will ever need to create a full set of nails. All right, folks, so now we're gonna swoop up our holographic pieces with our clear gel mix here, and you're just basically gonna leave some of this stuff here, just a tiny bit, whatever you desire. If it's a smaller nail, then obviously you would need a smaller quantity. If you would like to cover the whole nail, which is by all means possible, and you can totally achieve that, it will look really cute. The key here, as it is with many nail art, is to not go too thick. So not make the nail too bulky or too thick. I find that clients really appreciate texture because it gives a nail dimension, but they don't really like the thickness or like to feel things on their nails. So thin is the way to go. And once we encase this and kind of encircle it with our gold glitter flakes, then you realize that you'll create dimension without actually creating physical dimension that will intervene with your client's daily wear. All right, so with that said, make sure that your holographic pieces are all down and flat on the nail. Do this by turning the nail to a side and pressing down. I'm only gonna do a section. I'm only gonna do the middle. Feel free to do the whole nail. It looks beautiful. If you're seeing pink Himalayan salts or druzy quartz stones or anything like that, you'll notice it's the whole nail. It's usually, or the whole stone, the whole rock. So be as creative as you want, and of course, make sure to get your clients' opinion about the design and if they want it on the whole nail or just a section. I'm just gonna go with the middle. When you're done patting that down and making sure that everything is pretty much flat to the nail, you don't really want to feel anything. And if you just don't be too concerned, we have a step 2 that's gonna help you smooth out the nail so that you don't feel too much texture or your client doesn't feel too much texture. When you're happy with that, you're gonna cure that to your manufacturer's recommended time. In this case, I'm just gonna cure for 20 seconds. Now, while that's curing, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my step 2, if you will. And that will be a flake, a gold flake of your choosing. You can choose a silver if you like, or a champagne color also. But in this case, I really like Vetro's Gold Leaf, which is number 272 in their pot. And I'll show you, it's this rim here we create on the nail. It's very nice. It's gonna really encircle your druzy part of the stone here. And you're gonna create dimension when you surround these these holographic flakes on the nail. You can use a brush. I find it very convenient to use actually a dotting tool. And again, you're only gonna use it on the section that you created. So take a generous amount because you're actually gonna spread it thin. So don't be afraid to grab a lot. When you're using flake gel, like gold flake or anything, it's kind of stretchy, so don't be intimidated to pull or to grab a lot. Again, you can use a liner brush if you like, a liner gel brush. I kind of don't want to contaminate my brushes with too much glitter because then it's so hard to get it off, and clients guys don't always appreciate glitter, surprisingly, right? So a dotting tool works fine, great, especially for this type of product because it's kind of stringy. So you'll be able to capture a nice string to encase this design into. And you see how it'll surround this druzy section that you just laid onto the nail. And drusies vary in color, so feel free to get creative. The only reason why I went with this translucent pink is because my holographic pieces were that color, but I definitely have glass paper that's like orange and yellow and green. So if I really wanted to get creative in the salon, I could totally use those products. All right, so outlining this nail with this gold flake really gives a dimension, and that's one thing that I like. That way we don't have to go too thick on our application with our holographic flakes there. When I'm happy with that, which I am, I'm gonna go ahead and cure this again for the manufacturer's recommended time. In this case, it's 20 seconds. Most of the times when you're working with LED, it is 30 seconds, so feel free to do that. And when you're working with UV, that's a 60-minute cure at least, or a 2-minute cure. Most people nowadays work with LED, so we don't have to worry too much about UV. The hybrid lamps use a 60-second cure. That's their maximum cure, so that's great. I mean, not 2 minutes. 2 minutes feels so long. All right, so now what you want to do, you have an option. You can either apply a base gel. If your client is the type that doesn't like to feel things on their nail, then you can go ahead and apply a base and then your top coat. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and use a non-white top coat, and I'm going to use 2 coats. So I'm going to generously apply this non-white top coat by Vitro, which is one of my favorite gel brands. The Japanese gel brand, high quality products. Their colors are all very pigmented, and they're constantly making modifications to the products for the better, of course, and ease of consumer use. So really love Vitro. Really happy to be an educator for them also. And yeah, so apply 1 generous coat of this all over the nail. Cure this for 30 seconds. It is not our final coat. As you know, and you've seen from my previous videos, I usually like to cure for about 60 seconds when it comes to the top coat. But because we are going to buff that, then we're only going to cure that for 30 seconds. I have a very gentle buffer, nothing, I mean, buffers aren't really too coarse anyway, so just a buffer. 180, 200 grit, it's about what it goes. And you're gonna buff that top coat that we are curing now. All right, don't need to wipe any inhibition layer because this was a non-wipe top coat. And take your very gentle buffer and just really get rid of any rough texture in the nail that you think might cause discomfort to the client, which would then lead to peeling or picking. Very quick, very easy. File that nail into shape with the same buffer. Then take 90% alcohol and a lid-free wipe. Wipe off the dust. And you are going to top coat one more time. Let that alcohol evaporate. Take your non-wipe top coat one more time. And top coat. Now again, if you find that after you top coat this design, you still have rough areas that you think might cause the client to pick or feel uncomfortable in, then my recommendation is to seal this with a builder gel or a soak-off base. Okay, so instead of 2 coats of non-wipe top coat, actually take a builder gel or a soak-off builder gel if you're working with these type of soak-off potted gels, or take just base coat and go over it once, buff that, and then apply your top coat. Because otherwise, if you apply 2 top coats, then the application might be too thin and you might still feel a little bit of texture. I kind of like it. I feel like that's the whole point of a Druzy quartz nail, or Druzy Holo nail in this case. But clients, again, we're thinking about the client's experience here. So yeah, a coat of base coat or a coat of builder gel. Don't need to wipe this actually, and I'm just gonna give it a final cure. And we will be done with our Druzy Holo nail. Thank you all very much for watching our video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any feedback for us, write that in our comment section. And as always, don't forget to subscribe.